What's up, everybody? This is Phat420's Pit Stop with Ty and Steve. Steve's on vacation he's just on vacation, so it's
Yep.
all good. Lots of show going on. It'll be a short show. So there's Ty, and we have producer Adam in the well to, when we're talking about stuff, ask new questions and stuff, which is cool. That's what we're here for, to give information and get people that aren't in it or might be interested in it, get more interested in it, or get interested in it. So with that said, we will do the drivers meeting portion of it, and I'm going to tell the tracks that are racing tonight. First off, it's Charleston Speedway. They're having a drivers appreciation night. Pit gates open up at 3, grandstands at 4, drivers sign ups at 4 as well. Driver signing closes at 5:45. Drivers meeting at 6. Racing at 7. Pit passes are 35. Kids are 15. Grandstand tickets are 15. 12 and under is free. They're going to have modifieds, pro mods, pro late models, stock cars, factory stocks, Hornets, and Charleston Crown Vics. And what the drivers appreciation night is, I think they pulled the name of a bunch of drivers, and those drivers got a free pit pass.
Okay.
So,
Now, Ty, is that something that's worth it to you drivers?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Fairbury does it every year too. They do a driver's appreciation, and all the drivers get in free. Like one time I went over there, you got in free. They give you a cookie, and then they give you like a thing that says "Thank you for being a driver at Fairbury."
Okay. So it looks
So
like
the
like
next one-
Volk is
what's
saying
up, Volk?
from the Springfield Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a testing with the not Crown Vics, the midgets. I call them midgets, but they're, what are they called, Ty?
There's a Silver Crown.
Silver Crown. There you go. I knew it had
Champ dirt
Crown in it,
cars.
so right.
Okay.
They're racing
So-
today at 2, I think.
That's another one today as well, if you're in the Springfield area, to go as well. But the next one is Fairbury, and they're having a fan appreciation night. $10 gets you in the gate instead of $15, which is pretty cool. But you also get into the fair and the races, so you go to the fair as well as the races,
Oh hell yeah.
right? So 2,500 win for late models, 1,500 win for mods, plus street stocks and hobby mods. Adult general admission is free with the paid fair gate.
It's going. Why? What's up?
So basically, it's
Why,
you
what's up?
pay to get in, but you go to the fair and to the races as well, which is pretty cool. Kids pit passes are 15. Pit passes are 35. So it's just basically a regular night plus the fair.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. I like those type of things. Those are pretty cool. And then last but certainly not least, we have Peoria Speedway, which I was going to go, but the last time I went, when it was this hot, even though I drank copious amounts of water, copious amounts of Gatorade, I still got heat stroke. So I ain't going. So sorry, folks, if you won't see me there. But still, if you want to go and bear the heat, by all means, go. But anyway, they're going to have late models, modified, street stocks, Hornets, mods, kids mods, and KB Auto Parts Crown Vics. Pit gates open up at 3:30, grandstands at 4, pill draw at 5, drivers meeting at 5:15, hot laps at 5:30, and racing to usually follow about 6.
Okay.
Pit passes are 35, 10 and under in the pits are 15, grandstands are 15, kids 10 and under are free. So, with that said, we will give the recap of last week's races. We will do Spoon River, which they did mods. It was Mike Brooks, Josh Allen, Zach Oldewalt, Ray Bollinger, and Alan Weiser. Then Pro Lates were Brandon Schweitzer, Hudson Dick, Augustine Punk, Jeff Dolzert, and Jacob Denny. Then B Mods, Jake Allen, Brady Mosher, Blake Monroe, Trent Ross, and Josh McKendrick. Kids Mods, Weston Hicks, Zeke Williamson, Caden Braymeyer, Brody Brandon, Hazley McKendrick, and Dylan Kruklo, I believe. Sorry if I misplaced that name. Sport Compact, which is the Hornets. Looks like they didn't have many there either. Spencer Coates, Cole Reed, Nick Johnson, David Lauridison, Will Groshendale, and Jeremy Lee. Now, the midgets they only had 4. So
Where?
At Spoon.
That's what I thought.
They had
I thought you
power
were still
under-
on Spoon.
Yeah, we're still on Spoon. Abby Holbein, Dominic Bruns, Shane Morgan, and James Picard. And then they had side-by-sides, which only had one class for that, but it was Justin Stigers, Joe Atkinson, Corey Stigers, and Wyatt Ainsworth. Charleston Speedway, Dirt Mods, Chase Holland, Danny Schwartz, Hudson Gosham, Braden Doyle, and Roger Mills. Pro Mods are Donnie Cheeseman, Drake Voldeman, Drew Schwartz, Mason Lynch, and JD Evans. Pro Late Models are Chase Wilson, Joe Rooks, Rocket Bennett, which we'll talk more about that a little bit later, with the last name anyway, Jacob Dolan, and Carson Reed. Stock cars are Jared Kendrick, Ryan Taylor, Nick Miller, Braden Beeler, and Frank Wright. And factory stocks are Jesse Simmons, Lee Joseph Hall, Liam Strader, Duncan Alder, Adam Lawrence, and John Strasser. Hornets are Aaron McGrill, Dee Fryer, Jacob Durbin, Nathan Hayes, and Deegan Magus. And that's it for that one. And last but certainly not least, Peoria Speedway. Dirt Track Late Models. Brayton Wallace, Justin Reed, Jason Wagner, Colby Shepard, and Cody McGuire is a top 5 for late models. And here we go. Mods are Trevor Neville, Deegan Dozart, Stephen Brooks, Nash Himes, and Noah Fall. And B Mods, Dakota Trevor, Todd Nail, Jake Montgomery, Kevin Anderson, Jay Maruza, and our very own Ty got 10th place out of 16 cars. Stock cars are Craig Hughes, Justin Crowell, Tyler Gilmore, Ben Odell, Blake Woodruff, and AJ Metford for the top 6.
I thought you said slot cars. I'm like, really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I might have said it, but I have a top slot car track behind me on the floor.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I get it. It's the Doomahickey class.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, Hornets, or they call it their car 4-cylinders. Kenny Butterfield, Austin Trevor, Danny Oates, Steven Fanning, Jordan Hamilton, and Haley Mackey, top 6. And then Crown Vics, because this is the first time I had Crown Vics in here, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Gavin Legner, Jeremy Zayer, Justin Schroeder, Robin Colbertson, Joe Hillman, Alex Hatfield is a top 6 for that. With that said, since we talked about Peoria, I really liked the Crown Vics because, with the exception of a couple of them, the majority of them were like tight. There was a few 3 wide. They were all close together. There was bumping and grinding like the old days of street stocks, and it was just really cool. And they raced about as fast as a regular hobo did, which was fine, but it was still the closeness and then the back and forth and stuff. So that's what I liked about that. All the other ones are really good and whatnot, but with that said, as I said earlier, Ty actually placed. So Ty, how did you feel about the races and how the car handled this time around?
It was good races, I think. Even with an extra class, They did put on a decent show. The Crown Vics did. The track actually pretty smooth for the most part. I mean, I didn't really. I mean, once you got closer to the infield tires, it got a little rough. But the car during qualifying, it was decent. All night, all I had to do was change some air pressure. I just changed a little bit of air pressure, and went out on the heat race, and I didn't do very good during the heat race. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if I was not hitting my marks or what. And then in the feature, the track was they watered it, so they had us go out there and pack it, and then kind of do green-yellow laps. So that means, kind of get on the throttle in the corner, make sure the cars are, getting traction, stuff like that. And then it started kind of sprinkling while we were out there. Like it started raining a little bit.
Yeah.
And so they had us stay out there and just kind of pack the track. And at one point, Jeff Hall, he's I think he's the director of operations, I think. And he told me to go by. They told us to go by and either give the thumbs up or thumbs down. And we all gave thumbs up, and we just ready to go. And the car felt the best it ever did all night. I just put it on the bottom, and a couple times I'd go up to the top, and it just seemed like nothing was up there. Yeah, nothing was up there really, or at least my car didn't like it. Right. So I just kind of stayed on the bottom and just started moving forward.
So maybe make slight adjustments next time around, maybe to where you can race the top, because I know you said before you like to race the top a bit. So
yeah, I mean, I like running the top, but I mean, if the car doesn't want to be on the top, I just got to kind of do it. So
okay, so Steve has a little bit of advice here.
The thing is, though, Steve, when I came off that bottom on turn 2, I had bite. 4, I don't know why, but off 4, I didn't have any bite. I'd come off 2 and it would carry me down the backstretch, but when I came off of 4, the car just kind of wanted to slide up. Which turn 2 and turn 4 are different at Peoria.
Yeah, turn 2 is a little bit wider,
and it's a little more banked, actually.
Right.
3 and 4 has it's kind of
the same a little bit.
It kind of has that shelf almost up there. So it's not I don't think it as banked as 1 and 2 are.
Right. All right, later, Volt. Have fun at the fair.
Yep, see you, Volt. AJ Fike for the win, I hope.
Does anybody know if Schrader's going to be racing his Sportsman?
He's not going to race his Silver Crown. I think he might be there for the Sportsman Nationals.
Which is tomorrow, right?
Today is the heat races. Tomorrow is the race.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2-day.
I agree with Ty. I noticed though that the track actually, to me, from the stands, the track looked even with the slicking over and everything in the corners. Like before, it's like 3 and 4 would look all slicked over and greasy, but 1 and 2 would be like okay. Whereas last week it looked like it was pretty much even, which I thought was nice.
And in the past years, I've talked a lot of shit about Peoria track prep, but honestly,
this year they stepped up.
They have stepped up. I don't see.
I mean, all year long they've stepped up.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks that we've been there. Tonight we were gonna go, but it's just too hot. It's too hot, and my crew has other things going on, so
it would have just been you.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go by myself
and then you
again.
don't want to put Gramps out there in that heat either. So
Well, Gramps wasn't gonna go. We already made that decision earlier in the week.
you convinced him not to go.
Yeah, so we just it's too hot to go tonight. But the last 2 weeks, the track, like I said, it's been really good. I have no complaints
Yeah,
over.
like I've been for the past 3 months going off and on, and it's been really good. I've enjoyed it. The track's been good. There's a few nights at the beginning of the year that was dusty, but that happens at the beginning of the year, until you get the water down in it, So, but all in all, it was good. I enjoyed it, and like I always say, even for me personally, even the worst track race, track you see is still good for me because it's dirt track racing. So, with that said, a local, I think he probably drove, but he is more tech, right? Randy Crebo.
Yeah,
He was more tech at Peoria for a long time, but he passed away this week. I met him a few times. He is super cool. When I was getting into the racing the stock car class of Hornets, I was telling him what I wanted to do to it because I was wanting to get one of those, I call them quick release steering wheels. And I was also, instead of having the key, I was going to put in the push start and the kill switch on it. And he said, I was telling him that, and he actually helped me get a few of those parts. And he was like, if I seen your car come in, I won't even tech your car because I know your car will be good for safety stuff. Got busted by your mom. Yes, we're going to talk about that, Steve. In fact, I'll just do a little rabbit trail with that. Tomorrow on Mayhem's Amigos at 4 Central, we're going to interview Kelly Bennett for the Bennett Memorial Race that's next Friday at Lincoln. So stick around for that. Come back for that interview at 4 o'clock right here on Mayhem's Amigos Network. So with that said, also, the Izzo family got introduced into the Dirt Track Hall of Fame for their contributions of dirt track racing, not only being a promoter, but also racing, car owner, and all around, putting on good shows. I've been to LaSalle, which they own or partially own now. I'm not 100% sure on that. Ty, if you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. I think the Izzo still own it. I don't know.
But anyway, the point being is they've done this for many, many years. And the few times I've been there, they've always put on a good show. I've talked with Tony, Jr. and Senior. And they're both really cool guys, but it's been a while. And so there's that. Also, again, we're piggybacking, I guess it'd be a part 3 to making sure dirt track racing don't die out. I understand people hate certain tracks, but when people diss a track online, all that does for me, in my mind, is it just hurts the sport of dirt track racing. I understand you got shafted at a race, or you always think there's going to be fights at a race no matter what track you're at. It's just, if you can't be nice, don't say anything. And if you really want to say something about it, go to someone else in private.
Yeah.
Because, again, all that does is hurt the sport. It hurts the drivers. It hurts the track. It hurts the fans, because with less fans going, which means there's less money coming in, which means less vehicles are going to come in, which means the track can go down. Like, for instance, I think it's East Moline. They're no more. They even stopped the rest of this year because they weren't making enough money because people weren't coming in for whatever reason. So, again, just be nice. I mean, yeah, I was on that bandwagon a year or two ago, but this year it was like, I'm just going to be cool with it, and make the best of it, because again, I really love dirt track racing because
Yeah.
it's my mecca, it's my zen spot. People be like, "Oh, well, it's you get dirty there, and you get dust in your eyes, and rocks pelted at you, and all the noise, and all that." It's like that's why I love it because it helps me get away from norms, helps me forget about stuff, and it just helps me feel at peace.
And it looks like TJ brought up a for instance on your point as well.
Yes, I've heard about that too as well. Vermilion County caught a lot of flack. Yes, I mean, I don't want to name names because, I mean, I could name names like, but, again, just be cool. And if you can't be nice, just simply be silent about it and just don't go. Don't make
Or if you're gonna fucking bitch about it, why don't you go get the fucking money and buy the fucking track and see if you can do it better?
Yeah, exactly, that as well. Dang, my glasses got dirty. I couldn't see. Sorry, folks. So, like I said, just be cool. Just be copacetic, zen.
Yeah. You don't have to shit on someone else or on something else just because you didn't have an A day.
Right. And this is not dirt track related, but I didn't see much of it, but I did get a little bit information from what people say, and this is allegedly because I don't know how truthful the information is, but they had the asphalt mods, I guess they're called, is what they look like.
They're called late models.
Or the late models? Okay.
I think so.
So anyway, a racer at Bowman Gray passed away, but not at the track. According to speculations, you would say, a guy was coming around turns 3 and 4, and he had a stroke, and that's when he went up and hit the wall, and that's when you see the photos of the carnage and stuff. And then allegedly, when he was at the hospital, he passed away an hour or two later from it. So I hopefully I can speak for everybody on this show on Phat420's Pit Stop with Ty and Steve. I'm sorry for your loss. Our prayers are with you and your family and friends. And I hope you can find some comfort in knowing that people care, that this tragic happened, and I don't know what else to say.
And our sympathy goes out to the Crevo family too.
Right, and the Crevo family too. Sympathy as well for Crevos.
And I guess the other family, just know that he probably went out doing what he loved to do.
Yeah, because when I was married and I was getting ready to it, the ex would be like watching all these. She'd get online and see all these wrecks and everything, a dirt track, and she got scared for me. She's like, "You really want to do this?" I'd be like, "It's something I love." If I die, I'm dying doing something I love. And I'm sure Ty's wife probably feels the same way with Ty. I would assume. You would think, Ty?
Oh yeah. I mean, she gets nervous, but I've reassured her that I'm coming back. Don't worry.
Right.
I've got so much safety stuff in the car, and I make sure that my seat's on, and
I mean, you got your fire suit, you got your good helmet, you got a containment seat of isn't it a sprint car seat, or is that the other one you have?
Yeah, it's a full containment seat. It came out of a sprint car. It also, I haven't been wearing my neck head restraint.
You're like a Hans or the Simpsons.
Yeah, I haven't really been wearing that because I'm fat, for one. and my suit's already tight enough, and I'm not big on stuff around my neck. And once I got into the car the first night and I tried on the head and neck restraint, I'm like, nope, I can't do this. So I haven't been wearing that.
I
But
did notice you didn't wear gloves.
yeah, I don't wear gloves anymore.
Does it make you feel like you can't hold it good enough?
I
Or
feel like I can feel more vibrations if something goes on in the steering wheel without my gloves.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sounds like it takes away some of your touch.
Yeah, like the gloves that I have are really cool. I mean, I like them, but I just made that decision not to wear gloves anymore. Now if I go there and I get hit on the knuckle by a rock, I might change my
Change your mind,
thought
yeah.
about that. But yeah, I mean, at Fairbury, I had to wear gloves. It was a requirement in the hobby mods. We had to wear gloves.
Right.
And I know one night gloves probably saved my wrist from being broken. I mean, I might have broke my wrist either way, but my wrist got caught in the steering wheel, and somebody spun out in front of me, and
You hit and the steering wheel went. And
yeah, and it jerked my wrist. I mean, my wrist came out swollen,
Ooh.
and my uncle went down to the ambulance and got me some ibuprofen, and he said, "Well, what are we doing? Are we loading up?" And I said, "Fuck no." So I went out there for the feature with basically a broken wrist, and hell, I think I placed like 8th place that night. So
That is a hockey player's mentality right there.
yeah. I mean, the only way you're gonna keep me out of the car you're not gonna keep me out of the car unless I'm not breathing. And I had, my slip disc in my back. I asked the doctor, what should we do? And he's like, well, I'd like to do a surgery. And he's like, I'd like to do a bird cage around your disc, put it back in and whatever. And I said, well, what's the chances of me getting back in my race car? And he goes, slim to none. I wouldn't really want you in there. And I said, well, it looks like we're not doing surgery, doc.
right.
It just, I'm not doing that. Now, I think the only thing that might keep me from not getting into a car, like if I broke my neck or if I broke my back, and if some jolt or something would make me paralyzed, then yeah, I'd have to stay out of the car. But other than that,
I did see it. There's an actual driver that don't have any. He's basically paralyzed from the waist down, and he was actually racing a late model.
yep,
And all the
he has
controls are up on the.
Yep. And then there's
the
a
throttle and the shifter.
Yeah, there was a midget guy that has no hand. So he has an arm. He has 2 arms, but for one arm, when he races, they put on an attachment. It's like a circle, and they actually put a thing up onto his steering wheel, and then they put his hand on there, and then they bolt it down, and then he can race that way.
Mhm.
Okay.
And they said, well, what about a fire? And he has a
Quick
disconnect.
release.
Quick release on his hand, so he can get out. So
like if he flips or something, he can just reach over to the other one and just disconnect that. And crawl out
So
safely.
there's things that paralyzed people or paraplegic or whatever you want to call them.
And
they can still race.
Right, and I remember back in the day, Senior Shickle, he broke his leg, and he still raced even with that boot on. It's like he had help getting in, and
I mean, tonight I would have raced tonight, even though how hot it is outside. If I would have some help, I would have raced tonight.
I mean, are there like fans in the suits that you guys can wear during those times, or anything like that?
They got what's called a cool suit. So what it is it's like a vest almost, and you attach it basically to like a small cooler.
Okay.
And it actually circulates cold water.
Okay.
It's just expensive. They have fans that you can connect to your car and go straight into your helmet. If you have one of those, kind of like NASCAR. I don't know if you've seen NASCAR. They have those helmets. They have the vent either here or on top.
On the top,
yeah. It'll blow cold air in there. I just never had that kind of money.
I have a friend who has MS, and he has a ice vest. So he puts a bunch of ice packs into a vest that he puts like under his clothes if he has to, and that's how he can do some fairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, they got some stuff that keeps us cool there. You know, like last week, we brought a fan, and actually it helped tremendously. I was actually kind of surprised how well because I opened up the side door of the trailer and then I opened up the back door, of course, to unload the car. We put that fan like in the middle, and it just circulated air, and it felt really nice. Like after I got done with the heat race, I went in there and unzipped my race suit because I have a one-piece race suit. I unzipped it a little bit and stepped in front of the fan, and it was actually really nice.
Okay.
You know, speaking of race suits, I talked to you a little bit about it, but is it just preference why some like the two-piece rather than having the one, or?
Yeah, it's preference.
Because
personally,
if it was safety, wouldn't it be better to have the one piece, like you mentioned? We talked about.
Yeah, personally, I rather have a one piece because then I don't have to worry about fire going up my back
or up the front,
or up the front. It's just one piece, so the fire has nowhere to enter your skin. And besides, my hands, because I don't wear gloves anymore, and then of course my neck, because the helmet's not connected to the suit. So
and you don't wear one of those fire retardant neck and head thingies.
Oh, I no, the sock. They call it a sock.
Oh, the sock.
Yeah, I won't wear one of them. It's already hot enough in the damn car. I don't need something else under my helmet.
Right.
It's just but it's preference. I mean, Grandpa raced many years with a two piece.
Yeah, I remember that.
My uncle.
Wasn't one of them? It looked pink to me, but it was maybe white at one time.
It was supposed. Yeah, it was. Well, that was actually a one piece. He has an old one piece white suit, and if it's still at the house in Eureka, I think I'm gonna grab it, and I think I'm gonna frame it. But yeah, no, he wore that for just a short while, and then he went to the two piece. My uncle raced two piece. I've always raced in a one piece.
Right.
My when I started racing, Grandpa, even in the Hornets, Grandpa was like, "You're getting a one piece," and I'm like, "Okay, why?" He's like, "Safety." That's one thing he made sure of. Like when I was in the Hornet, when I started the B model, when I raced the late model for a little bit, it was all safety. Because when I raced the late model, he made sure I went out and got a brand new helmet, a brand new suit. We made sure that the belts were brand new. I mean, and then the seat was practically brand new. We bought the seat brand new, and then my uncle used it for a little while. And then, like I said, everything was safety with him. And he said, two piece, you have to worry about fire going up your back. And a one piece, you really don't have to worry about it.
Now with belts, is it just is the typical dirt track driver have the 5, or does some of them have like a 6 or more?
I haven't really seen 6 much. My brother has a two piece.
As a noob, when you say 5 and 6, what are you referring to?
So a 5-point harness is 2 over the shoulder, 2 on the side, and 1 through the crotch.
Okay.
A 6 is, I believe, because I don't really mess with maybe 6, is 2 across the shoulder, 2 across the waist, and 2 between the legs.
Okay.
Kind of almost like a bungee jumping one, where it goes 2 in between the legs, 2 around the side and 2 around the shoulder.
Yeah.
Kind of give more hip support, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit more support.
So yeah, no, I've always done 5-piece or 5-point harness. It's the quick release. I've seen when the Hornets started, I've seen some people they just do a 4-point, which to me is not. I mean, to be honest, your crotch strap is not going to probably save your life. It's going to be these two.
It's like it'll rack you really good though.
Yeah, it'll rack you. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it pinched my nuts a few times. There's been many times where I've had to, because I can't just unbuckle because I'm about to go out on the track, but you kind of go like this, because it's putting a little pressure on your kahunas, so
trying to shift the boys around.
Yeah, and especially with my race suit now, because like I said, I'm fat. I can't even wear a shirt underneath my race suit. Yeah, no, it's all preference. I mean, I know a lot of guys. I think sprint cars, do the 6-point. But yeah, I've always done 5-point. I've always done a 1-piece suit.
Right, and when I have a 2-piece myself, but I think I'm not, since I really don't have money now to race. I'll just have it for cosplay with something. But as 5-point, when I did have the Hornet, again, because I'm a big person, hence the fat, even though it's fat with a PH, I couldn't get that submarine belt on because it'd be short by that much to get it up there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I actually looked at a Crown Vic today on Facebook Marketplace.
Where you have to fix it up, or
if I had the extra $900, it'd be coming home to me. I mean, I'd just buy it and put random people in it. Yeah, you'd be one. You'd be one. Adam, come up. I'll let you go. I'll let you drive it.
To be fair, in regards to driving, I have the ability. I do not possess the legality.
You don't need driver's license.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll just need I'm assuming the tracks.
You just need honestly, all you need is an ID.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, you don't need a driver's license to drive, because if that was the case, they wouldn't let 13-year-olds drive.
Right, and do you think some of those tracks with the Crown Vics, they have to have that sanctioning body for that track's insurance card license? Like
probably not. No.
So it's basically like what Hornets were back in the day when they first started out. It's like you show up, show your ID, you sign in, you pay the pit pass, and you go.
Yeah, because it's not UMP sanctioned anymore, or it's not UMP sanctioned yet, I should say. Yet.
Or even IMCA sanctioned.
And I really hope they don't sanction it, because then they're just gonna fucking ruin it.
Right.
Just let the tracks police that. Don't UMP dirt car don't need to be involved in the Crown Vics. I'm sorry, but they don't.
I think we kind of touched on it a little bit last week, and you mentioned policing. And you mentioned that you would rather see the driver's police for teching than an actual tech.
I wouldn't want to see the drivers policing. I want techs that know exactly what they're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah. I want techs to be more knowledgeable. Yeah, knowledgeable in the field.
Not like a 15-year-old at a certain track.
Exactly.
A year or two ago that was teching. And
well, at Peoria one time I rolled up and it was a fucking 12-year-old.
Or a 12-year-old, yeah.
And I'm like, what do you know? You don't know shit. And honestly, you know who would be a good tech for Peoria? And I don't know if he wants to do it or not, but honestly, it'd be Crebo, Ryan.
his
he knows what he's looking at.
Or son, right? Brother or son of
Randy was his uncle.
Oh, so it's his nephew.
Yeah, it's his nephew. Brian. Brian would be a good tech guy at Peoria.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple other guys that would know what the hell they're looking at. But a lot of these tech people, they don't know what the hell they're looking at. I mean, that guy from Dirt Car 2 weeks ago at the Keith Siegel, he looked dumber than a box of rocks. I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, yeah, he might know the basics, but you know, us cheating race car drivers, we know how to get around the basics. So, I mean, I don't know.
Was the ones at Fairbury pretty good?
Oh yeah, they're very knowledgeable, and Matt will not hire you unless you're knowledgeable.
Right.
That, I mean, like I said, Peoria, they're doing great. I'm not trying to bash Peoria because, you know, they're trying at least.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really look at the comparisons, there's not. Peoria is still down here. Fairbury is an elite track. I mean, I would almost put Fairbury up with Eldora.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, they got so many people there that know what they're doing. And there's, you know, Matt knows what he's doing. He's a very hell of a promoter.
Right.
You got Peoria that Brandon Dean, he used to own a car. He never really raced a car, I don't believe, but he owned a car. So he always liked racing. Well, when the opportunity came, he went ahead and bought Peoria Speedway.
Right.
Which, like I said, he's trying. And, you know, Jeff is trying. But it's going to be a hard hole to dig out of from all the past years.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
changing tradition doesn't just happen overnight.
Exactly.
You know.
I mean,
right.
Peoria, even back in the day, was known as Fight Fest. I mean, even when Grandpa raced Peoria, I mean, it was Fight Fest. But nowadays, it's gotten better. It's gotten 10 times better. Even when I was a kid, it's gotten 10 times better. But it's just, it's hard for them to dig out of that hole when it's so deep, you know, because
from previous years.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing the best they can. I've noticed they got some new people there. They got rid of some of the riffraff. Because I mean, there's been a few officials that they had no business being there. I mean, they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the track prep's gotten better. I don't know what they've done, but they've gotten better.
I don't know either. I mean,
that's a hard track, though.
Yeah, I go there early all the time, and I'll go in as soon as they let the people in, and I watch them. And I mean, I think, and I don't know what they do behind the scenes, but from what I see before, it seems like they're putting a little bit more water on it. They're packing it a little bit more with the bigger vehicles. I think maybe that could be it.
Yeah, I mean,
but also behind, they could be every day. They could have someone, Cody or whoever is the manager for the track prep. They might come in the middle of the week and disc it up or something, and then.
I know they do it. I know they do it during the week. I don't know what day they do it, but they do during the week. They do a lot of it on Sunday, the night after or the day after the races.
So basically, when everybody leaves the pits, and that's when they'll come back and
they'll go out and they'll disc it up, and then they'll water it, and then disc it up, and then and then seal it for the week. What I mean by sealing it, I mean packing it way down. So if it rains, it kind of just washes off.
Comes off instead of soaking in.
Yeah.
I did notice though at Peoria, they actually, when they they did originally, 3 years ago, maybe longer. They went from the infield to where the stands are, but they made it like stand level. But then last year they put them up higher. Did you hear anything about why they did that? I kind of heard, but I'm not 100% sure.
For the flag?
For the flagman, yeah, the
flag. Because I heard one of the flagmen got hurt last year. A piece came off the race car and got him.
Flung through that opening and got him.
So that's I heard that's one reason. I don't know the other reasons. Originally, when that racetrack was built, the flagman was on the stand side, and you had people in the stands going up there and yelling at the flagman and telling him that he sucks and blah blah blah. So they were tired of that. So that's why they put it in the infield. And then eventually they decided to put them back on the outside of the track. And then now they got them up higher, which I think is a good thing to have them up higher, because then people ain't, tempted to go up there and say something.
And for me, and I heard other people say it, the only thing they don't like about that is that flag stand blocks majority of turn 3, to where you can't see a lot of the stuff.
Find another place to sit.
Right.
I mean, having the flag guy higher, wouldn't that make him a little bit easier to spot by the drivers too? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, because I've said this before. I don't know what's around me. To be honest, I don't pay attention. But if you're going down a straightaway and you just see something hanging down, well, then yeah, you're gonna kind of look up and pay attention to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, being higher is an advantage for us because we actually see it. But I mean, I can see where the fans are getting upset about not seeing in turn 3, but honestly, where you sit at, I can see turn 3 just perfectly fine.
I don't know. It's just I can see it, but it's like I have to duck down like this.
But you literally miss that much of the racetrack. Because the piece of wood is literally maybe that thick.
I actually miss about half of turn 3. Like when they had that big wreck there in turn 3, I didn't see it until I actually had to bend over and look.
Oh yeah, if it's all the way up to the top, yeah. But I'm saying where you sit at, I can see it perfectly fine. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, you're never going to make everybody happy.
No, and I'm okay with it. It's just I've heard.
I mean, look at Fairbury
too. So
you sit in the grandstands at Fairbury. You got the old wooden post where we sat at. I couldn't see when they used to do the old manual qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
I had to lean over and do this to see it. But that was where I like to sit because you saw everything.
Right.
Besides that, but
so the way it sounds like, you either gotta move to one of the turns or up higher if you can't see because of certain things.
Yeah, I mean,
like at Fairbury, for instance, if you're down on the places where they let wheelchairs go, or
it's hard to see the front stretch.
Like the first, you can basically see just the tippy tops of the cars where you have to be up higher.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is if people wouldn't have fucked with the flagman, maybe they wouldn't even ever had to change it.
Right.
Just throwing that out there too. I mean,
right. And again, that comes to the point, as I said earlier. If you can't be nice, just go to someone in private or set them off to the side and say something. Don't be running up and fighting and yelling at the guy. And it's like, I understand your dislike for whatever reason, but at the same time, he's just doing his job. He's doing what the promoter or one of the other main officials are telling them to do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna comment on this about Eric. Eric said, "How about the Dillard and Albertson tango?" One, Albertson knew what he was doing. I mean, that was a dirty slider. That was a slide from Bobby Pierce's book, and I think Dillard didn't lift. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. Albertson slide jobbed him, and Dillard was like, "Nope, not today," and he just stayed on the gas. I mean, I don't even
is
know
this
what.
the one that I seen where the guy got flipped as well? Like with the Bob
I
Gardner and
maybe
the
I
other
think
guy?
Albertson. I think Albertson did flip, but it's at the topless 100.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that one. It was another one I seen of that.
Yeah, it's a topless 100. So yeah,
Right.
I mean
I
that's
see.
what I have to say about it.
So, Ty, do you think that the topless cars look a little bit better with ones with or without the tops?
I think topless is
Freezer?
dangerous. If you want my
Danger?
personal opinion.
Is it because there's that opening right there where if they somehow slip out of their safety harness, they can go through the top, or
Yep.
if their head's a little bit too tall, when they get rolled over, they can hit their head on the ground or a wall or something. Or...
I mean, Jeff Lika got hurt up at Farmer City on a topless race.
Right.
We went to Peoria one night and we didn't know they were doing topless races. And they came up to me and they're like, "Oh, you gonna take your top off?" And my grandfather answered for me. He goes, "Fuck no, we're not." He goes, "That's the most dangerous shit ever."
Right.
So I don't know. I see that the fans like it, and they are kind of cool to watch, the late models without the top. But my personal opinion, they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Let's do this one last thing. Again, tomorrow, I'm going to be interviewing one of the Bennett family members for the Bennett Memorial Race. It's next Friday, August 22nd at Lincoln Speedway. And the way it sounds like from what Steve told me is all the money. I mean, everything they get in from, they rented out the track just to do this. It sounds like all the money they get from the pits, all the money they get from the main gate, it all goes back to the drivers.
If I remember correctly, like over the last 7 years, they've raised over $100,000.
Right.
And that's all gone to the racers.
Right. And like, for instance, right here, the finishing position for sponsors, like there's $200 for first place. Someone gets an extra $200. There's $50 and, $25. There's a last place finisher gets a little bit of money. There's fast qualifier rolls the die between 1 and 6, and the winner receives a 4-pack of springs from Hyperco. There's a tough luck award, gets some money. There's a hard charger award, gets a $100 gift certificate for an MD3. They're even doing it for the modifieds as well. They're getting money down the line, and
they're running pro mods, ain't they?
It just says, let me see. It just says modified, but I'm pretty sure it's probably pro mods. But like, for instance, the Tough Luck Award gets a Velocita USA gift certificate for racing shoes. The winner gets a Milwaukee tool drill and bit set. And then they get a whole bunch of other. Then they're doing Sportsman's, gets a bunch of stuff. Rugged Radio race receiver, they get a race receiver for a Tough Luck Award. They're doing Crown Vics there, they're getting stuff. and it looks like they're having midgets as well, getting a bunch of stuff. But it's all for memorializing Bennett, and we'll learn more about that on the show on Mayhem's Amigos tomorrow at 4, because I sent in questions to the person we're interviewing, and we'll get more information on that. But it sounds like this guy was a really cool dude. Steve's mentioned highly of him in that Bennett family, and yeah. With that said,
TJ also wanted to let us know that he may be doing a whiskey review.
a whiskey review tomorrow.
Yep. So
Awesome.
We'll see what that's going to be like as well.
Right. And with that said, the yellow, it's just such a long day. The white flag drops. And so, Ty, what would be your final thoughts for this show? Or in general for racing?
Final thought, if you're racing tonight, stay cool. It's going to be a hot one. And hopefully we'll be back on the track within the next weeks or so.
And Adam, do you have anything for the white flag lap?
Kind of the same thing as Ty. I mean, I understand like racing or anything outside really as a hobby. It's fun. But with as hot as it is, be safe about it. You know, a hobby shouldn't cost your life because you decided not to keep cool or not have enough drinks or whatever. Have fun, but be careful. And if you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. Just in general.
Right. You got a show to promote too as well?
Oh yeah. You know, I'm the head of the Corner Arcade that comes up on Tuesday at 4 p.m. You can see me, Phat420, and Ty all there, as well as the rest of our crew. You can also see me on Mayhem's Amigos tomorrow at 4. Weird Frequencies at 9 tomorrow. And yeah, there we go.
And my final thoughts for the last lap is I'll be here again, like I said. I'll be interviewing a relative of Bennett tomorrow on Mayhem's Amigos, and shortly after that, about 6 Central, I'll be on iVlog spinning tunes. Then I will be on, again, like Adam said, 4 on Tuesdays. I'll be on the Corner Arcade. If we have time, I'll do a review of Adventure for the 2600. Okay. Then I'll be back later on after that show on iVlog, spinning tunes as well. And then again, Mayhem's Amigos After Dark at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Yep. So there's plenty of shows we're all going to be on, and we all love you guys. We love the feedback, and if it wasn't for you, I still probably wouldn't be doing the show, because, to be honest, at the beginning of the show, when I first started out, I was like kind of worried, like, no one will watch it because me or whatever. And then when TJ and Adam got talked to me about it, and they told me numbers and stuff, and then even Ty mentioned it, people be like, yeah, because there was 2 weeks where I didn't do it because I was in the middle of moving. Mm-hmm. And they're like, when's the show coming back on? When's the show coming back on? I'm like, oh, I'm actually... And then even Ty mentioned it before, that there's someone that's a person at a local track that helps run the track, says they actually watched the replay of the show. So I like, oh, okay. I guess I am kind of piquing interest for people. Yep. And what I'm doing is cool. And like even earlier, like we said before, with Adam, I would assume had really no interest in dirt track racing, and now at least I piqued his interest into it. So with that said, we'll see you all guys later, and then the checkered has dropped.
All right, take it easy, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Take it easy.